Hello and welcome to another edition of Black Matt's Black Legion blog. I'm going to try and be a little more instructive today. This is going to be a basic tutorial on how to pin. What I've got here, and this ties into a past post which is changing figs. I've got my Nurgle champion that I'm trying to make, and I wanted to have a right-handed power fist punching this clear hand. Well, that's not going to work out because I got the power fist, I mangled it. Either way, it was way too big to try and make it work. So another solution I have is an old metal dreadnought hammer. Or this was a close combat weapon for the old metal dreadnought, Chaos Dreadnought. So what I would like to do is make some huge type of hammer, and this guy is going to be wielding it. Well, anyway, so the post is about drilling, and this hole I already have drilled. This comes, this little brass rod or whatever type of metal it is comes sold with this kit. I bought this. This was a Gale Force 9, but several of them are sold. This pin, and the only reason I got it in as a prize in a tournament, and the only reason I picked it up was because the drill bit matches the exact same size as this rod. So when you drill it out, it fits in there nice and snug, and it's perfect. So this here comes. This arm, which is going to be the basis of the hammer, is just a banner pull arm. I cut the top off, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a hole there. I'm going to slide it in, and then I'm going to decide how big I want my hammer to be. I mean, this would be a huge hammer, you know, something, you know, it'd be swinging two-handed, which would equal a lot of power. So that's why I'm going to substitute it as a power fist. So back down to pinning. I have this one type of tool that I use for it's just a nice sharp point, and what I do is I drill a pilot hole, or I push in a pilot hole, and I want this is for when being exact in drilling makes a big difference. Sometimes I will drill in this hole, or drill in a very thin shaft, and you know, I don't have a lot of room, so I have to be very exact. When your drill bit, if you could look at it up close, it's more like a pencil. It's a shaft, and then it comes to a point in the center, so you can place that point of the drill bit into the hole that you'll be making, which is what I'm going to be doing here. I know it's probably difficult to see. Hopefully it'll be okay. I judge it. I look in here and I judge, and I said, well, that will be the center. I push it in, and then I wiggle it like that. So then I've got like a crater that I've started to make. You know, as long as it's where I want, and I look from all sorts of directions, making sure that's the way I want it. Take the drill, the handheld pin vise is what they're called, and it fits right in there. So then I just drill it out. Mine is getting pretty dull, and I don't know how to tell you where to get the drill bits with the exact same size rods. They sell the rods, but the local hobby store, the guy's kind of a douchebag, so it's hard to talk to him about how to do this. So when I'm drilling this, it's important because you can be drilling at all sorts of crazy angles. You want to be going in straight, so what you do is get it started, and then hold it away from you and really pay attention to what you're doing. Look at it from a couple different angles, because you don't want it, you know, to be sticking off all sorts of crazy directions, and you don't want it to go down too deep, because you'll be burning up your rod, especially if you have a limited supply. Well, the deeper you go, the stronger it will be, though. So here I go. Got it, and this fits in right like that, and you can see that it is fairly straight. From all different directions, so I'm going to be satisfied with it. And then after that, I pull it out and get some super glue. Oh shoot, I don't have this punctured. Puncture the super glue. Oh, it's probably going to make a mess. Oh shit. Super glue all over the hands. Cyanoacrylate, yeah, bonds real well to flesh. That's great. I've got a big puddle there. Anyway, sorry. So I take, first off, before you glue, you snip it, right? And I take it and I file off my edges so it slides in nice and neat, like that. So clip, get a file, both sides all around, nice and flat. Okay, so there you go, you got it. Dip it in, not dip it in the glue. Normally you'll just squeeze it out, but it's the situation we're in right now. And glue it in. Now you don't have to pay a whole lot of attention to the actual length, because if I want to adjust it later, I'll come back and snip it. That doesn't matter. So I don't want it this big. I'm going to probably want it this big, but I'm going to want to judge it by putting it on the model and seeing where it is that I want to be. So hang tight. I got to advance the project a little bit, and more to come.